Let us continue coordination compounds. In the coordination compounds, we will see crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes. Now we will take tetrahedral complex. In the tetrahedral complex, how the crystal field splitting will be there, that we will see. How the crystal field splitting will be there in the tetrahedral complex, that point we will see. Okay. Now we will take tetrahedral complex. First we will take cube. In the cube, we will take alternate corners. We will take alternate corners. Here one ligand will keep. In the alternate corner, we will keep another ligand. In the alternate corners, we will keep ligands. Okay, we have placed ligands in the alternate corners. At the body center, we will keep central metal. At the body center, we placed central metal. Now, we will connect a ligand and a central metal. We will connect a ligand and a central metal. What is the shape we are getting? We will see. This is a ligand and central metal. So, we got tetrahedral geometry. You see, we got tetrahedral geometry. This is tetrahedral. Now we will represent three axes. We will represent. We will represent axes. Now we will represent x-axis. It is x-axis. Next we will represent y-axis. Y-axis we have represented. Y-axis we have represented. Next we will represent z-axis. Z-axis we have represented. So we have represented a x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Three axes we have represented. Now we will take central metal dxy orbital. Central metal dxy orbital we will take. Central metal dxy orbital we will take. Dxy orbital means that lobe in between X and Y. In between X and Y. That lobe in between X and Y. Next we will take dx square minus y square orbital. Dx square minus y square orbital means that lobe along x-axis. Correct? So dxy orbital in the sense that lobe is in between x and y axis. Dx square minus y square orbital in the sense that lobe along x-axis and along y-axis. Dx square minus y square orbital means that four lobes along x-axis and y-axis. Dxy in the sense that four lobes in between x-axis and y-axis. Now you say, you consider this ligand. This ligand is closer to which orbital you see? This is dxy lobe. It is dx square minus y square lobe. Now, ligand is closer to which orbital you see? Dxy lobe or dx square minus y square lobe you see in the tetrahedral complex. So, ligand is closer to this dxy lobe and somewhat far away from this dx square minus y square lobe. Correct? Ligand is closer to dxy lobe but somewhat far away to dx square minus y square lobe. Therefore, ligand is making more repulsion with the dxy orbital and less repulsion with the dx square minus y square orbital. Therefore, this energy will be more, whereas this energy will be less. Under this category, which and all coming in the sense T2G set comes under this category, EG set comes under this category. Therefore, in the tetrahedral complex, ligands are getting repulsion from, that means central metal valence shell d orbitals getting repulsion from ligands. Which d orbital gets more repulsion from ligand means T2G. T2G set. T2G means dxy, dyz, dzx. EG means dx square minus y square and dz square. T2G set gets more repulsion from ligands. EG set gets less repulsion from ligands. Therefore, how the 5d orbitals will be there in the tetrahedral complex, that we'll see. Now first, 5d orbitals in the free isolated free metal ion. Now 5d orbitals in the symmetric spherical external negative field. Now tetrahedral complex. In tetrahedral complex, how it will be there means EG set and T2G set will be like this in tetrahedral complex. This is called barycenter. This is called barycenter. So now we will say this T2G and EG difference. T2G set, EG set difference is called crystal field splitting energy in tetrahedral complex, we can say. Now EG set energy is lowering from EG set by, that means this barycenter EG set energy difference is 0.6 delta T. T2G set barycenter energy difference is 0.4 delta T. This difference T2G barycenter difference is 0.4 delta T. Barycenter EG difference is 0.6 delta T. T2G EG difference is delta T. Delta T means crystal field splitting energy in tetrahedral complex, we can say. So next we will compare delta T and delta naught. It is crystal field splitting energy in tetrahedral complex. It is crystal field splitting energy in octahedral complex. This value is more. This value is less. Why? Because 6 ligands present here, here 4 ligands present. 6 ligands repelling valence shell d orbitals in central metal. 4 ligands repelling valence shell d orbitals. Therefore, d orbitals are getting more repulsion in octahedral, less repulsion in tetrahedral. Therefore, delta T is less, delta naught is more. Then, in octahedral complex, d x square minus y square orbital is directly approaching ligand. D z square orbital is directly approaching ligand, but here none of the d orbitals directly approaching ligand. Therefore, here crystal field splitting energy is less, here crystal field splitting energy is more. Relation between them is so and so. So and so is the relation. So delta T is equal to 4 by 9 delta naught. Delta T is equal to 4 by 9 delta naught, we can say. So delta T is low, delta naught is more. Okay. Next, we'll go for how to calculate crystal field stabilization energy, that we'll see. How to find crystal field stabilization energy for octahedral complex. How to find? That means in T2G set, how many electrons are there you take, that you multiply with 0.4, for which minus sign you give. Why? Because T2G energy is lowering from barycenter. Then EG set contains how many electrons that you take, that you multiply with 0.6, for that you give plus symbol, because EG set has higher energy from barycenter. Therefore, this sum will give what, in the sense, crystal field stabilization energy for octahedral complexes. Next we will see how crystal field stabilization, how crystal field splitting energy explains color of complexes, that we will see. Now I will take anhydrous TiCl3, I will take, and hydrated TiCl3 I will take, hydrated TiCl3. Hydrated TiCl3 is existing in the form of like this, Ti H2O 6 times Cl3. Hydrated TiCl3 exists in the form of complex. Now this complex will exist in the form of like this, Ti H2O 6 times 3 plus and Cl minus separate. This complex has color so and so. This anhydrous has color so and so. So anhydrous crystal is not having color. This complex is having crystal color. In the same way, we'll take anhydrous copper sulfate, then hydrated copper sulfate. Hydrated copper sulfate. Hydrated copper sulfate exists in the form of complex. It is hydrated copper sulfate. These water molecules are coordinated with copper. This water molecule is hydrogen bonded with the sulfate. Now this complex has so and so color. This anhydrous as colorless. So this anhydrous salt is colorless, but hydrated salt is in complex form, so color. This anhydrous salt is colorless. This hydrated salt is in complex form, so color. Why color is appeared? The color is due to what means DD transition. The color is due to DD transition. This complex is exhibiting color because of DD transition. Sir. Now we will take the complex TiH2O 6 times 3 plus, in which titanium is having plus 3 oxidation state. Titanium plus 3 is having 3D1. 3d 1 electron. In titanium plus 3, the valency shell 3d contains 1 electron. It is octahedral complex. In the octahedral complex, d orbitals split into T2g and Eg. This T2g contains 1 unpaired electron here. Now, this complex is exposed to light. Otherwise, light is passed into the complex. It is absorbing the light. What light it absorbs, that we'll see. It is absorbing what colors, that we will see. It is absorbing what colors, that graph we will draw. Here we will take absorbance. Absorbance we will take here. Here respective wavelength we will write here. Here 400 nanometer, 500 nanometer, 600 nanometer, 700 nanometer. So wavelength absorbed, wavelength here and absorbance here. So now delta naught is this much. Crystal field splitting energy is this much. This complex is absorbing which photon to the maximum extent? To the maximum extent, it absorbs the photon which is in green yellow region. Green yellow region. It is absorbing this photon which is coming under green yellow region. Green yellow region. So this complex has absorbed so and so photon to the maximum extent. That's what we have said here. So and so photon to the maximum extent. Why it has absorbed? Why this electron has absorbed? How do we say this electron has absorbed? Because titanium atom electronic configuration is argon 3d 2 4s2. Titanium plus 3 electronic configuration argon 3d1. This is valency shell electron. This electron will absorb energy, but it is noble gas configuration. So this electron has absorbed this energy. This electron has absorbed so and so energy photon to the maximum extent. Why it has absorbed? In order to go for excitation, where excitation means what? To the Eg set. That means this energy, this delta naught is nearly equal to this photon energy. This delta naught is nearly equal to this photon energy. Therefore, this electron has absorbed so and so wavelength photon to the maximum extent. Therefore, we can say from this point we can say this value, this crystal field splitting energy value, we can say. We know the wavelength. Maximum absorbance photon corresponding wavelength we know. From this we can find energy. That energy is called crystal field splitting energy. Sir. Next. This complex is emitting which color in the sense? Violet, red to the maximum extent. This color is emitted to the maximum extent. This color is emitted to the maximum extent because this color is absorbed to minimum extent. This color is absorbed to minimum extent. That means this color is emitted to maximum extent. This color is emitted to maximum extent. Therefore, this complex is appearing violet red. That is purple. So the color of the complex is purple. So the color of the complex depends on emitted color's wavelength. That depends on absorbed wavelengths, which depends on delta naught. Therefore, based on delta naught, color of complex will vary. So color of complex based on delta naught. Delta naught depends on DD splitting. DD splitting. This delta naught depends on central metal, oxidation number of central metal, ligand, coordination number, and so on. So, next we'll see. We'll take the complex NiEn thrice 2 plus. Then we'll take Ni NH3 6 times 2 plus. Then Ni H2O 6 times 2 plus. If you see here, if we go like this, central metal is same, oxidation number is same, ligand is different. What about ligand field strength? Strength of ligand. Strength of ligand decreases if we go like this. Therefore, crystal field splitting energy decreases. Therefore, frequency of light absorbed decreases. Therefore, frequency of light emitted increases. So what is the color you see? It is violet color. It is blue color. It is green color. Okay. So that so the complex is appearing so and so colors. So that if you change the ligand, if the ligand strength is different, then color of complex also will be different. So color of complex depends on crystal field splitting energy. Crystal field splitting energy depends on central metal, nature of central metal, oxidation state of central metal, coordination number, ligand field strength, so on. So crystal field theory is able to explain color of complexes. Next we will go for what is the use of coordination compounds. That we will see. Using coordination compounds, we can estimate one is hardness of water. Water contains how much hardness? Water contains how much hardness that we can estimate using EDTA titration. EDTA is a ligand that forms complex with calcium and magnesium. So take EDTA in the burette, take the groundwater, take the water for which we want to measure hardness. Take that water in the conical flask, go for titration. EDTA makes complex with the calcium ion and magnesium ion. So using that, using the endpoint, we can measure what is the hardness of water. So coordination compound is used for measuring hardness of water. Next. In the metallurgy of silver and gold, complex formation is there. How? In the sense, we will take native form of silver, native ore of silver, native ore of gold. Native ore of silver means silver exists in the form of elemental form, not in compound form. So we will take silver ore. Silver ore contains silver and impurities. Impurities present. To this we will add cyanide solution, sodium cyanide solution. Then we will pass air. So what happens means silver is converted into, silver goes to the complex, silver becomes complex and goes to the solution. Impurities remain as solid. Here silver undergoes oxidation and takes the ligand and becomes complex, the complex goes to the solution. Impurities remain as solid. Filter, remove impurities. Now you will have silver complex. Impurities removed. Impurities removed on filtration. To this silver complex, zinc is added, silver is precipitated. So, in the extraction of silver from its native ore, this complex formation is used. In the same manner, gold. In the place of silver, you take gold. Then, in the purification of metals, coordination compound application is there. Now we will take nickel metal. Nickel metal we will take, it is having impurities. To remove the impurities, we are using the technique coordination compound formation. This is heated with carbon monoxide gas. Nickel is combining with carbon monoxide and forms complex. This is gas. Whereas impurities in the solid state. Now, it is gas, it is solid in the sense easily you can separate them. So you are separating, therefore you are removing impurities. Impurities removed, then it is heated further, it decomposes to give nickel and carbon monoxide. Okay, we got pure form of nickel now. So impure nickel we converted into pure nickel by using the technique of complex compound formation. Then where and all complexes are there in the sense chlorophyll we will take. In the chlorophyll is the pigment present in the leaves of the plants which is used for photosynthesis. In this central metal magnesium ion is present. In this it is a coordination compound in which a central metal magnesium ion is present. Then we will take hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the red pigment in the blood which is responsible for carrying oxygen from the lungs to the entire part of the body. Then it carries carbon dioxide from the body to the lungs. This hemoglobin is a coordination compound in which central metal is Fe2+. Next, vitamin B12 will take. Vitamin B12 commercial chemical name is cyanocobalamin. Cyanocobalamin. Vitamin B12 chemical name is cyanocobalamin. This vitamin is taken for it is acting as a anti-pernicious anemia. This vitamin B12 is a coordination compound in which central metal is cobalt. Next we will take enzymes. Enzymes are coordination compound which act as a very good biological catalyst. Then we will take the catalyst called Wilkinson catalyst. Wilkinson's catalyst. This Wilkinson's catalyst chemical formula is ligand triphenyl phosphine 3 times rhodium central metal ligand Cl. It is used for hydrogenating alkenes. Alkenes means CC double bond into CC double bond. It is called hydrogenation, in which this catalyst is used. It is a coordination compound. Next, for electroplating, we are using coordination compound. For example, we are for electroplating silver, AgCN twice minus this electrolyte is used instead of Ag plus. For coating silver, use electrolyte this complex, don't use this. If you use this one, smooth coating will be there. If you use this one, rough coating will be there. Similarly, for electroplating gold, that means for coating gold, so use electrolyte, so and so electrolyte we will use instead of so and so. So if you use this electrolyte, smooth coating of gold will be there. If you use this one, rough coating of gold will be there. Then why this will give smooth coating, it is giving rough coating, that we'll see. Now AgCN twice minus this complex is in equilibrium with Ag plus aqueous and Cn minus aqueous. This is a simple salt solution. On electrolysis, it will go to the cathode, it also will go to the cathode. Here, when it goes to the cathode, forward is favoring, so it is becoming Ag plus. So as soon as Ag plus is disappearing, that means going towards cathode and depositing as Ag, here Ag plus is creating. So Ag plus concentration will be uniformly maintained here, but not here. Initially high, as time passes, concentration decreases. Therefore, here coating silver using this one is not smooth, here smooth. Then in the photography, this coordination compound is involved. That means silver bromide will be coated in the film roll that is treated with a hypo solution, Na2S2O3 solution. What happens means it becomes complex Na3 Ag S2O3 twice. So and so complex is produced. It is soluble. So using this technique, the excess silver bromide will be removed from the film. Next, in medicine, how this coordination compounds are used, you will see. Now, we will suppose in the body excess of copper is there and excess of iron is there. Then it will be toxic to the body. So how to remove this excess copper and excess iron from the body? For which we are using chelating ligand. Chelating ligand in the sense that ligand will make minimum 2 coordinate bonds with the central metal and forms a ring structure with the central metal. That is called chelating ligand. What chelating ligand we are using means we are using the chelating ligand D-penicillamine. D-penicillamine, otherwise desferrioxime, desferrioxime B. This chelating ligand we are using. This chelating ligand makes a complex with this central metal, and this central metal goes as a coordination compound. Therefore, these are not free. Therefore, that toxicity is removed. Then, for lead poisoning, this lead metal ion is removed from the body by treating with the EDTA. EDTA is given. EDTA forms complex with this, so it is converting into complex. So it is not present as free metal ion in the body. Therefore, this toxicity is removed by forming complex. Next, cancer treatment we will see. Now we will take cisplatin. We are taking cisplatin. This cisplatin means it is cis isomer. This cis isomer is so and so. Here platinum is having +2 oxidation number. For this coordination number 4, it is square planar complex. It is cis isomer. It is used as anti-cancer drug. It is used as a anti-cancer drug. Anti-cancer drug. It is used as anti-cancer drug. It is a anti-cancer drug. In this way it is used, but another way it is highly toxic compound. This compound is highly toxic compound. It is another drawback. Now we will take trans compound. In this trans compound, we will say it is not anti-cancer drug. It is ineffective one. So it cannot be used for cancer treatment. Cis isomer can be used for cancer treatment, but trans isomer cannot be used for cancer treatment. Okay. Next, we'll see stability of complexes. We'll see how to say stability of complexes. Stability of complex depends on what factors? Nature of central metal, oxidation state of central metal, nature of ligand, whether the ligand is simple ligand or chelating ligand. Based on that only, complex stability is there. That stability can be expressed in terms of stability constant, that is called equilibrium constant. So now we will see stability constant for a complex, that we'll see. Now we will take a complex Cu NH3 4 times 2 plus. This complex stability constant is expressed in terms of so and so. Stability constant is expressed in terms of so and so. What is this beta 4? How to express this, that we'll see. First, I will take Cu2 plus. I will treat this with NH3. What we will get in the sense Cu NH3 plus 2. For this equilibrium constant is K1, that is equal to Cu NH3 2 plus by Cu2 plus into NH3. It is the equilibrium constant for this. This we can also call as stability constant for this complex. This K1 is called a stability constant for Cu NH3 plus 2 complex. So for this complex, stability constant is K1. Next we will take Cu NH3 2 plus with ammonia gives what in the sense Cu NH3 twice plus 2. For this equilibrium constant is K2. Next Cu NH3 twice plus 2 with ammonia gives Cu NH3 thrice 2 plus. For this equilibrium constant is K3. Next Cu NH3 thrice 2 plus with ammonia gives Cu NH3 4 times 2 plus. For this equilibrium constant is K4. Now we will see overall. Overall we will see what are the common terms that we will cancel. These two complexes cancel, these two complexes cancel, these two complexes cancel. So remaining is what in the sense Cu2 plus 4 ammonia gives Cu NH3 4 times 2 plus. For this stability constant is beta 4, which is equal to K1, K2, K3, K4. So 4 in the sense 4 steps. So stability constant will be said like this. Sorry. So stability of complex will say take. Now we will take the complex FeCN 6 times 3 minus. For this stability constant is 10 power 31. Then we will take FeCN 6 times 4 minus. For this stability constant is 10 power 6. Now you say why the stability constant is different. That means stability constant is different means stability is different. For this stability is high, for this stability is low. Why? Here Fe3 plus is there. For this size is low when compared to here Fe2 plus, for this size is high. Size is low means strong attraction with the ligand, therefore stability is high. Less attraction with the ligand, therefore stability is low. Next we will take CD CH3 NH2 4 times 2 plus. For this stability constant is 3.1 into 10 power 6. We will take this complex CD En twice 2 plus. For this stability constant is 3.2 into 10 power 10. Here stability is more because En is ethylene diamine, it is bidentate ligand, it is chelating ligand. One ligand makes two dative bonds with a central metal. Therefore, a ring structure is formed. Therefore, stability is more. It is monodentate ligand. One ligand makes one dative bond. Therefore, ring structure not possible. It is not chelating ligand. Therefore, stability is less. Chelating ligand, stability more. Normal ligand, stability is less. So stability of complex depends on nature of central metal, oxidation state of central metal, nature of ligand, next coordination number, these factors. So based on these factors we can say stability of complexes we can say.